Ready to hit the trail, Michael?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go.
Can't wait.
Zaleski State Forest. It's been 4.5 years since I backpacked here. Today I started at the Hope Iron Furnace rather than the new backpack trailhead down the road because we're wanting to get to Camp 3. And when I say we, it's because I have a guest joining me today, Michael Stutzman. You might remember him from a previous video on the Sheltoe Trace. Anyway, it's 5:30. We got 5 miles to get to Camp 3. The reason we're going to Camp 3 instead of Camp 1 or 2 is because we plan on trail running the 7-mile north loop and leaving our packs at Camp 3. It's getting late, let's go. The parking lots were packed when we started the hike tonight, and I'm assuming all the campsites, number 1, 2, and 3, have multiple camping parties at them. We just passed a group of guys and they said there's at least 4 other camps already set up at Camp 3, so it might be a little bit of a challenge to find a good campsite tonight. So today I'm back in my Topo Ultra Venture 2s. Since we're planning to do a little trail run tomorrow, I thought it would be better to have these instead of my Lone Peak 6s. So I'll let you know how I like them after this run tomorrow. Once again, hiking with my favorite hiking poles, trekking poles, the Fizon Compact 3s, world's lightest aluminum poles. Just about to Camp 3, about 100 yards ahead. I can see some tents, some campfire smoke. Hoping we can find a place to camp. I'm getting a little worried about this because it's already 7:15. It's going to be getting dark on us here in a half hour, so we have a limited time to get camp set up. And I have to set the duplex up for this fellow right here. He doesn't know what he's doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And there's at least 6 more that way. Doesn't look like we're camping here. It's about 15 tents and hammocks here, so we're going to move on and find us a stealth site. All right, we found us a little spot about a half mile away from Camp 3, which is right up in there. And we're losing daylight fast. It's going to be dark in 15, 20 minutes, so we're going to put the duplex right here. We're not going to build a fire tonight, so I think it's okay that we're sleeping here. This isn't ideal. I really wanted to be up at Camp 3, but there was just no spots left. I'm going to put my hammock right there between these 2 trees. Well, I didn't bring my hammock. I'm tarp camping. I got my hammock tarp.
You probably want to go a long ways this way. Just trying to pick the levelest spot. That's pretty good. And oh no, did I bring extra stakes? Did I put them up? Okay. I thought we forgot his stakes. Oh, that'd been horrible.
Who gets the stakes? My tarp or his tent? Home sweet home tonight. Got a piece of Tyvek to put down there and my Neo Air X-Lite tonight. Before it gets dark, I wanted to show you some of the Dutch ware I use on my hammock gear tarp. These are just the MSR groundhog stakes. Actually, these are a cheap Chinese knockoff. This is the Dutch ware tarp worm, I believe. Really simple to use, and they just have some shock cord on there. Up here, I have the carabiner stinger or wasp. That's not the wasp. I can't remember what they're called, but more Dutch wear. In my opinion, this is the easiest way to attach your hammock to some Zing-It. It has like a little miniature carabiner on one side that attaches to the D-ring of your tarp, and you just wrap your string right around it. So quick and simple, and easy to adjust. All right, I am totally set up. I apologize for the grainy footage, but it is getting very dark. All right, I got the Neo Air X Lite, my original pad that I bought years and years ago, the Nemo Philo pillow, and my UGQ 20 degree Bandit top quilt. Let's see, what other gear am I gonna be using tonight? Hammock gear, Dyneema tarp. My cook kit that I'm gonna be using tonight to cook my peak refuel meal is the Rock Creek. And it's slightly thicker than some of the other popular brands of titanium pot, but I got this one because it fit everything in there perfect when I bought it for my FKT on the SEOTA trace. So I got my BRS 3000, lighter, a little windscreen, and of course some cooking fuel. I brought my Mavic Mini. Hopefully we get a chance to fly it tomorrow. I don't think I've ever talked about my food bag. Ben over at Hilltop Packs sent me this. There's his logo. Beautiful heavy duty Dyneema bag. I took this on the SEOTA Trace FKT, and I had him put my farm logo on there. And tonight for supper, one of my all-time favorites, Peak Refuel sweet pork and rice. I always look forward to this meal. This is the Nightcore NU25 that I have on right here. And I know the footage is terrible looking right now, but this is the yellow one. I have a black one as well. Love this headlamp. Well, it's beginning to get pretty dark. It's after 8 p.m., so we're gonna cook some dinner, hang out and chat a little bit, and hit the sack. We'll see you guys in the morning. Some breakfast skillet this morning. And just about out of fuel. Got just enough to make me a cup of coffee. And this morning it's going to be Alpine Start. Pretty good stuff. As you can see, I'm a little chilly this morning. Well, half the reason I'm doing this is to block the wind from my stove. It's pretty breezy out, but it is also a little chilly. The wind was whipping my tarp around pretty good last night. It's not the greatest setup for windy conditions, that's for sure. Well, an official good morning here at Zaleski State Forest. As soon as I finish my coffee, we're going to get packed up, walk the quarter mile or so back to Camp 3, leave our packs somewhere up there, and we're going to trail run this northern 7-mile loop. That's the plan. How'd it go in the Z-Pack duplex last night, Michael?
I felt like it was a really good shelter. I got no wind, so
that's
Jason
awesome.
set things up really well.
Yeah, and it wasn't intentional, it was by accident really, because the way the wind was coming down this trail, his duplex was kind of shielding from the wind pretty good. But man, my tarp, I don't really enjoy that tarp for tarp camping. If I'm going to continue doing that, I need to get a real tarp tent, or a real tarp camping type tarp, not a hammock tarp. That just does not work the greatest. Yeah, that wind was keeping me awake half the night. Glad it worked out for you. And we're off, day 2, Zaleski State Forest. We just left camp and we're walking back to the Camp 3, the designated Camp 3 area. And we're gonna grab some water, drop our packs, and start running. All right, we've got our bags stashed. We just got water up at Camp 3. It's right up in there. We got our stuff hidden behind a couple trees here. And I just didn't feel comfortable leaving these packs. Between the packs and gear here, it's probably $3,000 worth of gear. So hopefully it's safe here. All right, ready to hit the trail, Michael?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go.
Can't wait.
Well, we're just getting started, only a half mile in. We're gonna try to keep it slow, about a 12-minute mile. You always end up starting out a little faster than you want. We were on a downhill and we're fresh. We're probably a 10:30 mile right now, but that's all right. The Topo Ultra Venture 2s are treating my feet very well today. Loving them. We'll see how the pain is in my feet after the entire day is over. And that will determine whether I remain true to the Ultras or switch over to the Topos for good. Kind of a cloudy, gloomy day. I was wishing the sun was going to be out. Got a little creek jump here. Oh! We were just reminiscing about the Sheltoe Trace. This steep gravel driveway took us back to a certain section we did not enjoy. You can look at the angle of him walking. That tells you how steep this is. It'd be pretty difficult to run up this.
Yep.
Kind of a pretty area. Overcast and dreary, but still beautiful down here. That's pretty safe. Starting to get close to the pine plantation area. I think it's called Doolittle Pines. The Doolittle Plantation, 1908. The best section right here. The Colonel! Oh, darn it, I was hoping he'd slip and fall. Signs of spring. The woods are beginning to come to life. It does seem greener over here. A lot of green. Well, we made it back to Camp 3. Looks like the entire campground is deserted. Let's go check it out. Trail comes up right through the campsites. But this is all camping area right here. There's the latrine. And the water is just down below the hill there, about 50 yards. But you can see this is a big open flat area. This is probably the main camping spot right here. And last night that group of 8 tents was right here. There's a little fire pit. It was the Miami University Camping Club, I think. Backpacking club, hiking club. There's another big fire pit right over here. That's a pretty nice one. And then it goes on down here quite a ways. We'll go take a look at the very end. So this little camping spot right here is where I met one of my subscribers. His name is Cody. I should have turned the camera on last night to get him on film. Him and his brother were camping out right here. I think one of them had a hammock and one of them had a tent. But it was nice meeting you last night, Cody. This is a pretty nice camping spot right here too. All right, we're about 100 yards from the main camp area. Right back there. There's actually a couple camping right over here, so there's another camp spot there. This one's pretty nice right here. And it continues on. Looks like someone's camped there before. And then you come to the sign that says no camping beyond this point. This is where I wanted to come last night, but it was taken. Not a bad little spot. It would have been very breezy last night because I can really feel that wind coming up out of the ravine down there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple more back in there, but you're not supposed to camp beyond that point.
And here we have the infamous Jason Wish on the backpack trail in Zaleski State Forest. It's a beautiful little section.
We have arrived at Camp 2. Walking up the hill to take a look at it right now. Little spot right here on the ridge top. I guess everything up here is on the ridge top. I don't like Camp 2 near as much as Camp 3. There's not near as many flat areas for tents at all. The view might be slightly better up here. So this is the end of Camp 2 right here. Okay, after looking a little closer, I think I do see another campsite down here. Let's go take a look. Wow, there is another campsite way back here. This is a good quarter mile from the intersection where the water and latrine is. This is a nice big camp. That is one full fire pit. Wow. This is a nice big open spot, but it'd be difficult to hang a hammock here. You'd have to be off into the woods somewhere. Huh, interesting. And I think there's even another one. This trail continues on another 100 yards to another campsite right over there. I had no idea campsite 2 area was so large. 4 spots. I thought it was kind of designated just that first area where we walked in where the water and outhouse is, but these are very nice. I still like 3 better, but I think there's probably more options here actually to have more privacy because it's so spread out and a great big long ridgeline trail. See anything good? Nope. Yeah. I bet it was breezy up here last night though. All right, we're done with our little break. We got 6 miles back to the car. Let's get moving. Up next is campsite 1. Well, what do you know? The sun has finally made an appearance. I can see the blue sky. Absolutely beautiful out here on the South Loop at Zaleski State Forest. Guys, I just ran into Michael Owen. He's the FKT holder here on the Zaleski Loop. The former FKT holder on the Mohican, right? And you've done the Mohican 100 several times?
Mohican 100, yep.
Okay.
Used to have the course record of the Mohican 100 course. But anyway, yeah, I'm out here collecting flags for the race that we put on yesterday.
Awesome.
It's called the Iron Furnace Half Marathon. Half marathon in a 4.5 mile option. But
Okay.
It's part of my group, SEOTR. We put on 7 races throughout southeastern Ohio and just out here collecting flags on the course.
Awesome. Yeah. So the race happened yesterday, you said, right?
Yeah.
And how many people
yesterday.
participated?
We had about 200
Wow.
this year, which is a little bit smaller. It's been 2 years because of COVID.
Uh-huh.
So this is kind of like a reunion of sorts. But
Okay.
we've had 300 in the past. It's one of the larger half marathon trail races. But yeah, yesterday we had 200 total between the 2 distances. A guy named Mike Cooper won the race in
Okay.
1:44.
Wow.
Which
That's
is
pretty
actually
impressive.
9 minutes off course record.
Oh.
From like 8 years ago.
Okay.
So that's a stout one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great evening or morning
Yeah.
yesterday.
Did you say you also held one at Shawnee at one time?
So the Shawnee Backpack Trail, which is kind of my favorite forest in Ohio. I used to own me and a group of friends actually owned the FKT there.
Okay.
Until Alex Gold crushed the
Yeah.
40-mile backpack trail. So yeah, we like to hit up these backpack trails.
Cool. So what the club, the running club you mentioned, what does that
Yeah.
stand for again?
So Southeastern Ohio Trail Runners.
Okay.
Acronym SEOTR. Yeah,
All right.
We formed as a nonprofit in 2014. Started putting on races. This was our first race, the Iron Furnace, and then kind of we found our calling with events. And so we put on the Shawnee 50, Thunder Bunny 50K, Ohio's Backyard Ultra, the Run Bailey's trail
Okay.
races, which is a newer one, and some smaller 5Ks and stuff.
Awesome. That's great information. I'm going to I'll watch this back and I'll link some of those things down in the description of the
definitely.
video because
Yeah.
I got a pretty decent following of people that are
Nice.
into trail
Oh,
running
really?
FKTs and
cool.
actually some backpacking friends that did the Mohican Ultra a couple
Okay.
times. Bryce Newbold, I know he might be
Yeah.
interested in this
Gotcha,
trail club.
gotcha.
So
Does your nonprofit have a website?
Yeah, so it's SEOTRevents.com.
okay,
You can find it, and from there you can link to all the different races that we put on individually: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the good socials.
all right, sounds good. Well, hey, thanks for sharing all that with us. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Definitely.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Now that's pretty. Beautiful little lake. Man, it's even got a good color, Michael. Has a little tint of greenish blue to it. I like these trees that are kind of horizontal out of the bank. That was awesome.
grand view out in front.
Oh, wow. Reminiscent of Red River Gorge right here. How you feeling, Michael?
Whew, I'm starting to feel it in my legs.
What's our total mileage for the day?
About 19 and a half.
Yeah. That's when you start to feel it. Anyway, we are here at Camp 1. I smell campfire smoke. Someone didn't put their fire out. Oh, there they are. There's someone camping over there. So campsite 1 must go all the way over there as well. I was not aware of that. But this is the official no camping beyond this point. Campsite 1. But I smelled smoke over there and I thought it was coming from up here, thinking someone left a fire going. Not a good day to do that because it's breezy. The embers could easily blow out into these dry leaves. All right, I think we got 2 miles left back down to the Hope Iron Furnace Trailhead. Alrighty folks, we have exited the backpacking trail here at Zaleski State Forest. I want to thank Michael for coming along and joining me on this fun overnight adventure. We ended up with almost 27 miles, so pretty good training hike for us. We're both feeling it pretty good. I'm glad we're done. Well folks, thanks for coming along, thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm Jason Wish, wishing you a great time on your next adventure. Gosh, why won't this thing focus? Piece of garbage. Nothing crazy, just fast enough for an FKT though.